Leo, and today we're going to discuss about merchandising business. So, ang video ito ay nakafocus on how to journalize a merchandising business. So, tatandaan natin that we have three types of business according to the product na kanilang ina-offer. So, we have servicing business, we have merchandising business, and we have manufacturing business. Ang focus natin ngayon is the number two, the merchandising business. So in terms of merchandising business, ang owner ay hindi lamang nag-a-act as an owner. Ano po, hindi lang siya nag-a-act as the one who give the services. But also, in merchandising, medyo different ang atake ginagawa ng owner dito because he is the one who buy the product and he also the one who resell the product. In short, the merchandising is a business concerning buying and selling a certain product or a merchandise na sinasabi natin. So in terms of journalizing, especially if you are going to put it in the general journal, ay nagkakaroon tayo ng mga additional accounts title na hindi natin ginagamit or hindi siya applicable when it comes to servicing business. Tandaan natin when it comes to servicing business, once na nagbigay ka ng serbisyo, agad-agad ikaw ay magkakaroon ng income or kita. But in merchandising, you are going to buy the product first, and then maglalagay ka ng certain markup, and then you are going to resell it, tsaka ka pa lang magkakaroon ng kita based doon sa mga computation na gagawin mo. Again and again, ito po ay shortcut lamang ng ating lesson. Magbibigay ako dito ng mga tips kung paano mas mapapadali ang ating pag-journalize in terms of merchandising business. But I ask you pa rin po na magbasa ng ating mga module na ibinigay ko sa inyo, magbasa ng mga libro ng accounting, and also manood pa ng iba pang mga video in YouTube or in other credible site po na makakatulong mas ma-define yung inyong knowledge about this topic. So let's start. Sabi ko nga kanina, in merchandising, the owner is acting as the buyer and also the seller. So when it comes to accounts title, may mga karagdagan accounts title or ginagamit when it comes in journalizing a transaction under merchandising business. Say for example, as a buyer, we are using this accounts title. So we have purchases, we have purchase, return, and allowances, we have purchases discount, and we have pay-in. So, punta muna tayo, i-discuss muna natin at himayin natin isa-isa kung paano ba ginagamit itong mga accounts title na ito. So, the number one is the purchases or merchandise inventory. So, minsan nalilito sila, ano po ba yung merchandise inventory at ano po ba yung purchases? In short, sa pinakang-basic lang, is pareho lang naman talaga yung dalawa. The purchases and merchandise inventory. Again and again po, it always depend on the chart of account, kung ano ang nakalagay doon. Accounts title yung dapat ang gamitin ninyo. Pwede kasi purchases, minsan naman ang ginagamit sa merchandise. May mga libro din mga nababasa na ang ginagamit nila is iba din na accounts title, but isa ang pinatutungkulan, that is the purchases. So when we say merchandise inventory, ginagamit natin yung merchandise inventory sa pagre-record ng purchases if the purchases use as capital. Ano po? So again and again, for example, Anna started a business called Anna General Merchandise with a starting capital of 30,000 pesos worth of cash and 30,000 pesos worth of purchases. So again and again, merchandise inventory is a purchases that use as initial capital of the business. Doon lang natin i-record ang purchases as merchandise inventory kung siya ay gagamitin as initial capital. But the rest po, once na start na yung business, once na nagkakaroon na ng operation, yung purchases is, we're going to record this as purchases. So again, purchases and merchandise inventory is debit balance. So when we say purchases po, ito yung mga goods or mga merchandise na ibinebenta natin. Ito yung mga goods or merchandise na binibili natin sa ating supplier at ibinebenta naman natin sa ating mga consumer or sa ating mga customer. So, probably po, ang purchases is a debit balance. Why? Dahil ang purchases is Pag binili natin yan, and definitely yan po ipapasok. So, ano ba yung mga nagiging partner ng purchases when it comes to a recording? The number one po is purchases, debit, credit, cash. Once na pinurchase natin ang merchandise in cash, ibig sabihin, binili natin ng pera at hindi siya utang. Pwede din naman na ang maging credit ng purchases is on account or what we call accounts payable. So, debit purchases and credit accounts payable if you purchase your merchandise on credit or utang. So, again and again, this is how you're going to record the purchases. The first one is debit purchases, credit cash if you purchase the merchandise on cash, and the number two is debit purchases, credit accounts payable if you purchase the merchandise on account. So may mga pagkakataon din naman po na nagiging credit ang purchases. Say for example, ang may-ari ay nag-withdraw o kumuha siya ng certain purchases o paninda sa kanyang tindahan na hindi na niya naman binayaran. So kadalasan ang nagiging entry nito ay debit owner's personal or owner's withdrawal and then credit purchases. Ibig sabihin, nag-withdraw siya ng purchases at ginamit niya ito for personal use. At next account title is purchase, return, and allowances. So, himayin natin muna. Itong purchase, return, and allowances is minsan makikita natin na magkahiwalay. Meron tayong purchase return at meron din naman tayong purchase allowances. But most of the time, in the reference book at saka sa mga activities, lagi ko siya nakikita na magkasama. We have purchase, return, and allowances. But definitely, they are two different accounts at magkaiba din yung paliwanag nila. So, when we say purchase, return, this is the return. Ibig sabihin, bumili tayo ng produkto tapos isinauli natin sa ating supplier yung physical form noong ating binili. Say for example, bumili tayo ng pouch. Ano po? So this pouch, binili natin yung pouch, and then this pouch, nakakalaman natin na may sira siya, and then ibabalik natin physically doon sa supplier para palitan or para bawasan yung utang natin if that is on account. So that's what we call purchase return. Ibig sabihin, nagkaroon tayo ng physical return ng ating product na binili papunta doon sa supplier. Tinatawag naman natin na purchase allowances ang isang transaction if, say for example, yung coin first na binili ko na aking paninda is mali yung brand na naibigay. Say for example, ang in-order ko ay Lacoste, tapos ang dumating sa akin ay Adidas. Adidas bang ano? First. So, mali yung brand. O kaya naman, may sira siya, meron siya konting sira, or mali ang kulay, or mali ang specification dumating sa aking product. So, doon na ina-apply yung purchase allowances. When you say purchase allowances, hindi mo ibabalik ng physical yung iyong biniling merchandise. But, magkakaroon kayo ng kasunduan between the buyer, you as the buyer, and the seller, kung ano ba ang mas maganda. Ito ba ay babawasan sa utang if mas malaki yung natanggap mong amount na item, or magdadagdag ka na lang ng bayad, or i-credit na lang dun sa iyong utang if the item naman is mas malaki ang amount dun sa in-order mo kesa doon sa in-order mo. So, purchase discount. When we say purchase discount, ginagawa ito ng mga seller para ang mga buyer na umutang or they purchase their merchandise on account na mas magbayad ng mas maaga. So, ibig sabihin, hindi po ito yung tinatawag natin na discount, na trade discount, na pag ikaw ay bumili ng bulto is meron kang discount. This is what we call discount pertaining to a on-account merchandise or on-account purchases. So, say for example, on July 1, bought merchandise for 10,000 pesos. Credit terms 2, 10, 115, and 30. So, paano po natin babasahin yung credit terms? That is 2% for 10 days, 1% for 15 days, and the actual amount or the principal amount on 30 days. So, ibig sabihin, pag ikaw ay nagbayad mula doon sa araw kung kailan ka nangutang, 10 days after doon sa araw na ikaw ay umutang, say for example, doon sa 2 to 11, July 2 to 11, doon sa period na yan, ikaw ay nagbayad. So, makaka-receive ka ng 2% discount. Pero kung ikaw naman ay nagbayad mula 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 hanggang July 16, ikaw ay makaka-receive ng 1% discount. At pag ikaw ay nagbayad mula July 17 onwards hanggang 30 days, ikaw naman ay obligado ng bayaran yung buong amount na iyong inutang. So, pagpatuloy natin. On July 1, bought merchandise, 10,000 pesos on account. Say, for example, nagbayad ka ng July 11 or on the 10th day of the credit term. So, magkakaroon ka ng 2% discount. Ano po? So, magkakaroon ka ng 2% discount. This is the right way of recording these accounts. So, magkakaroon tayo ng debit accounts payable because that is the cancellation of our utang worth 10,000 pesos. And then, credit natin is purchase discount worth, and ating credit is cash worth pesos. And that's how you're going to record, or you are going to apply the purchases, the purchase discount. So, tatandaan natin na ang purchases ay laging debit. But when it has a extension sa kanyang pangalan, so for example, yung ating purchases naging purchase return and allowances o purchase discount, kakaroon siya ng normal credit balances. So, yung ating purchase return and allowances and purchase discount, siya ay laging nasa credit side when it comes to recording the transaction. So, let's move on the another accounts title, which is the freight in. So, when we say freight in is a transportation expense. So, lahat, again and again, lahat ng expenses, sila ay mayroong normal debit balances. So, lahat ng expenses ay debited. So, yung freight in, since siya ay transportation cost, siya po ay debit. So, when we say freight in, this is the transportation na ibinabayad ng buyer sa kanyang produkto na binili niya sa seller. So, for example, you are going to pay the transportation cost of your purchases from the location of the supplier going to your location as a buyer. Kung ikaw ang nagbayad ng transportation noon, so ang tawag dyan is freight in. Bakit? Binayaran mo yung transportasyon na iyong biniling produkto papasok sa iyong negosyo. That's what we call freight in. So again and again, under merchandise and business, if you are the buyer, these are the accounts title na gagamitin mo. First, we have merchandise inventory or purchases. We have purchase return and allowances. We have purchase discount, and definitely we have the freight in. So, punta naman tayo sa ating seller's account. So, ano ba yung mga ginagamit pag yung owner naman ng ating merchandise and business is act as a seller. So, kanina yung ating pinag-usapan is the buyer. So, ngayon naman ang pag-uusapan natin is ano ba yung mga accounts title na ginagamit ng seller. So, we have sales, we have sales return and allowances, we have sales discount, and we have freight out. So, parang binalik lang ano to. So, first one is the sales. So, under merchandising, we don't have or we don't use revenue or income or service fee to record our income. So, dito, ang ginagamit natin to record that is what we call the sales account. So, say for example, sales is a credit normal balance. So, ibig sabihin, ang sales po ay laging nasa credit side. Since ito ang representation ng income or revenue in merchandising business. So, kailan ba o ano ba yung mga partner ng sales natin? So, ang sales is credit. So, ang nagiging debit niya madalas is cash. If you sold the merchandise or you sold the goods on cash or in cash basis. So, debit cash, credit sales, or it can be also debit account receivable, credit sales if you sold the item or the merchandise on account. So next po is sales return and allowances. So kanina yun din na kapaliwanag natin. So we are using return if you return the item physically, or we are using allowances pag nagkaroon kayo ng agreement. So dito nga lang, kung kanina yung purchase return and allowances, you are the buyer. Dito sa sales return and allowances, you are the one naman who will receive the returns. So, ang sales return allowances naman po ay mayroong normal debit balance. So, normal debit balance ang sales return allowances natin kasi ang naging credit niya is the account receivable if this is on account item, ibig sabihin on account goods, or siya ay inutang ng ating buyer. Or it can also be debit, sales return and allowances, credit cash. Pag ito naman ay sales in cash, ibig sabihin tayo ay magkasauli ng certain amount. So next is sales discount. So same din po. Ang sales discount po ibinibigay ng seller para ma-encourage ang ating buyer na mas magbayad na mas maaga. Yun nga lang, kanina kung yung purchase discount is considered as additional income, ito naman, if you are using the sales discount, ito naman po ay contra income. Ibig sabihin kabawasan. Kasi imbes na ito yung magiging karagdagan mo sa income mo, ay hindi mo siya magiging income kasi nga ibinigay mo na as discount. But this is also a tactics para mas mabadaling ma-rolling yung ating pera kasi nga nagbayad mas maaga yung yung ating customer. So, say for example, we have debit cash, credit, sales discount. Kanya magiging credit is accounts receivable because this is a cancellation of rights natin para tayo ay mag-bill sa ating customer. So, yun din po yung computation on how we are going to complete the purchase discount. This is the same way kukumpute yung ating sales discount. So, next is the freight out. This is transportation cost for the sales. So, ibig sabihin, ang nagbayad nito ay ang seller. So, for example, you are the one, as a seller, pay the transportation expense nili ng iyong customer from your place to the customer's place. So, ang tawag po doon sa transportation cost na yan is what we call freight out. So, that's it. Sana po ay mas naintindihan ninyo or mas nagulong kayo kasi ang gulo ng paliwanag ko. So, joke lang. So, again and again po, thank you so much for listening.